so far in these Middle Eastern crises, where the Trump administration, along with Netanyahu's administration of Israel, had conducted an intense and joint venture against the Iranian authorities and forces that led to the martyrdom of Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei on one hand, and then the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, the same Strait of Hormuz around which 20% of the world's global oil is exported and traded every day. But now, once it has been blockaded by the Iranian authorities, post Iranian Supreme Leader martyrdom, this decision has impacted a lot of superpowers in the entire world. More importantly, Australia, Japan, France, UK, and Italy. What the President of United States of America had attempted to do so far, that as he had conducted this operation upon the whims and wills of antagonistic Zionist regime of Netanyahu, now the President Trump wants to secure the institutional support of various countries, various European countries in the world, by saying that it is their war as well, it is NATO's war as well, and it is about the security of the nations, because Iran has blockaded Strait of Hormuz. But among various other nations, five more important countries, Australia and Japan, UK and France and Germany, have explicitly rejected and dejected this hypothesis of President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu, that this is not their war, and it was an intense operation conducted by these upon their own whims and wills, their specific purposes, and now they are asking for the European countries to help them. But once again, these countries have explicitly rejected to secure or to provide any warships, any naval ships, or any enforcement forces of these countries to secure the waterway of Strait of Hormuz. Though the President Trump has tried his best to secure the support of these European countries, but more importantly, the Germany's spokesperson of the Vice Chancellor also said that this is not NATO's war, but it came in the consequence of this lethal alliance that was developed between Trump administration and Netanyahu, and we are not going to send any military aid or any naval warships to the Strait of Hormuz for securing that waterway. One thing you also need to understand and recognize, that France and UK also hold veto powers and are among the biggest superpowers in the Europe. If they said no, then it does imply that Israel and more importantly Trump's administration are in big problem, because a greater amount of countries are impacted as this oil trade is impacted in the Strait of Hormuz, which is once again blockaded by the Iranian significant authorities. What are your opinions and guesses regarding this geopolitical strategy and crisis that is happening right now in the Middle East? We are eager to hear your opinions in the comment section. Do tell us your comments or your opinions in this regard.
Pakistan has announced a temporary pause in Operation Ghazab-ul-Haq, but this is not a withdrawal or a sign of weakness. The decision comes as Eid al-Fitr approaches, and it's rooted in both Islamic norms and requests from brotherly Muslim countries. Starting from midnight tonight until the night of March 23rd, operation will be halted for 5 days. The pause follows requests from Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Turkey, all of whom reached out to facilitate a ceasefire during the holy festival. Pakistan has agreed to this in good faith, allowing people on both sides of the border to observe Eid without active conflict. But here is what everyone needs to understand. This pause is conditional. It's not a permanent end to the operation. If there is any cross-border attack, any drone incursion, or any terrorist incident inside Pakistan during these 5 days, Operation Ghazab-ul-Haq will resume immediately. And when it does, officials says it will restart with renewed intensities. The message from Islamabad is clear. Pakistan is showing restraint because Eid is a time for peace, but the operation hasn't ended. It's simply on hold. The Afghan Taliban now has a choice: respect the pause and let families on both sides celebrate in peace, or break the trust and face the consequences. The ball is in their court.